Hey, hello, Ruark. Welcome to episode 2 of Serving Others. And Melanie, Carol, we are ready to go. But look, we can't go any further until we ask the inspiration for this week's colour.
This was Sean's choice. Yeah, I think it's like mermaidy or something. Yeah, it's good.
I love it. I love what you're doing. Excellent, excellent. Well, Melanie, last week we got out our mind maps. We had 3 questions with God. It was excellent. Thank you so much. Melanie, where are we heading this week?
Okay, well, I thought we should carry on from the mind map, see what the next stage might be. And I would like to invite anybody that's got stories to share of how they use their mind map to get in touch with us, because it's always good to hear how it works out for different people. So my mind map, I know they weren't that easy to see last time. So my mind map had people, family, friends, neighbours, people I work with, people from interest groups. As I was praying with my mind map, who do you want me to pray for? So God put some people on my heart to give a call to. One was a mum who's stuck at home with her kids. We actually talked for 2 hours. Her husband looked after the kids, and she said that was the first adult conversation she'd had, apart from with her husband, for a really long time. So that was really nice. So that was an example. And then thinking about the choir that I sing with. So that's one of the interest groups that I have, where I get to spend time with lots of people from the harvest, trying to build relationships and see where there might be opportunities to share Jesus in amongst doing something that we really enjoy. So at the moment, things are different, and we're doing choir via Zoom, which is kind of strange. But there's some people from the choir who are trying to find ways to serve the community, and so I wanted to support them in doing that. So the God, what do you want me to do section has meant that I've put my name down to make some phone calls for a community group that somebody belongs to. So if there are people shut at home that can't have very many visitors, my name's down there. It's a way of supporting Fiona from choir, who's really interested in this. Then another friend of mine, or a couple of them actually, have been putting on about people that are collecting snacks and food for people in the hospital, like we did with the firefighters over the summer. They're doing that with people from the hospital. So again, that's something I can join in with and support them in their serving the community as ways to keep building relationships. So they were some of the things that came out from looking at my mind map today, this week rather. Then the other one was that, please God, please help me have spiritual conversations. And so something that happened today made me think, this is something I want to talk about today. So I was going for a walk for some exercise, and I bumped into somebody that I see from Parkrun. So Parkrun is a community event, a 5-kilometre walk or run. It's run by volunteers, it's free, it's open to the community. We do one in the Wildflower Garden at St Ives. It's got lots and lots of tourists. So there's always people coming, new people all the time to meet, a small team that run it, and then lots of other volunteers that help. So this person is one of the core leaders, and I bumped into him walking his dog. And so we were chatting. So this is somebody that I would see for a couple of hours once a week at the most. So I've known him for a year and a half. So a conversation that we had, we talked about how he was concerned about money. He's just lost his job. He's worried about his family, and somebody else in his family's lost their job too. And so just talking to him, and the conversation was all about money and worries. And then we left. And then I was thinking, okay, so I pray that God's will help me to have spiritual conversations. I didn't talk about God at all in that conversation. Was that a wasted opportunity, or actually was that part of the way that we can do things in this particular time? So when we're having conversations with people, we have different kinds of conversations. So if we're at the supermarket in the checkout, or we're talking to the checkout person, we're having a conversation on a surface level. Might talk about the weather, or how busy it is, or how are you going when everything's crazy. Just surface level things. You talk with people that you don't really know that well. You're not going to give too much of your own feelings about things away. You're just trying to be friendly and encouraging. So there are casual conversations that you might have with anybody. And in this day and age, something we can do to be more like Jesus is to make sure that we're talking to people in the checkouts. How are you going? Are people being nice to you? Anywhere that we go, the delivery people, teachers, everybody, we can be just having casual conversations, encouraging, supporting, showing gratitude to people for what they're doing. As you build trust with somebody, you can then start to go deeper, have a more of a meaningful conversation and talk about feelings and things that matter. So with the guy from Parkrun, he's telling me he's lost his job. He's telling me he's worried about money. He's telling me about his relations who are suddenly on a much smaller income. So we're having a meaningful conversation at that point. Now, I'm looking for people who are open and hungry to learn more about God. So at this stage, I'm really pleased that the relationship is developing. He's sharing something that's really important to him with me. If I jump straight into trying to talk about Jesus, I'm not honouring him in that space. So my job in the meaningful space is to do a lot more listening than talking, and maybe ask questions that help him talk more, to build relationship, help me listen, and maybe I can be asking God as well by the Holy Spirit to give me clues, pick up on things that maybe we could develop further. But you might not do it in that conversation. So don't panic if you don't get straight away to talk about God or a Bible verse that's meant something to you. That doesn't mean that that might not happen later. So you need to be sensitive. We're not trying to hit people over the head. We're looking for people that are open. The questions that we ask are going to help us see if people are open, and then you take very small steps and see how they respond. So in this particular occasion, as I was walking away, I was praying to God, like, did I miss an opportunity? Should I have said something about, and I really had a peace that actually that was okay. In that particular conversation, it was all right to stay there, let him express his concerns, and then like next time I see him, maybe we could go a bit further and I could share some of what helps me have peace when times are troubled. So that would be then moving into more spiritual conversations. And they might not be about God straight away, might be more general, do you pray or something like that. You're just going to take a baby step to see how they respond. Just give them space to how they answer. What do you do when you feel like that? What gives you hope? They can be general questions, and if the conversation is going that way, then you can start to share gently just a little something and see how they go, see how they respond. Is there an interest there? So I think for us, we can be thinking, maybe look at your mind map again, look at the names on there. What kinds of conversations are you having with these people? So look at somebody's name. Okay, these people are my friends. So I have meaningful conversations with them. We talk about things that matter. This is somebody who's really more of an acquaintance at the moment. We just have casual conversations. And maybe you can be praying as you're looking at them. Okay, how might I introduce something? Start to talk about God. But I'll talk more about that in another week. But did you do a mind map? Did you have a look at it? See what you could do?
Yes, yes, it's on my phone. But as you said to me last time, I have. Sorry. Yes, thank you. I've got it on my phone. Yes, my challenge was to ring up a person who has written a book about families and screens, and they're a Christian, but they've written this book not for Christian reasons. Anyway, I emailed them. So my accountability with Melanie as my coach, I've emailed them and they've said, yes, Matt, let's set up the Zoom. So hopefully we will Zoom next week.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And then that will become a video that we can share with the community, and I can then, pass that video on to some people and say, are you having trouble? The conversation, as you said, the conversation level with these people in my life can be, is screens a problem for you guys? Here's a conversation that that we've got, if this would be helpful for you. So, Melanie, I love what we've done today. The mind map, just let's get that again. And as you shared, what that can look like with conversations. And Melanie, a big breakthrough in this conversation today for me with you is realizing a lot of our training or a lot of our encouragement literally for the last 20 years has been the same, which has been find someone, dive in straight away and tell them here's a cliff and here's a cliff and there's a cross in the middle. And none of us have done it. So, well, sorry, a lot of us haven't done it. And so forgive me to the evangelist who has done it. But yeah, Melanie, I really like what you're saying in honoring the person and building relationship. It's just that simple, which I haven't thought about. And so wonderful to think about today and put into play. Melanie, thank you for today.
Yay.
All right, well, let's get going on that today, as Melanie is coaching us to do. And of course, if any of you would love to get in touch with Melanie, they can.
Yeah,
Can't
please
they, Mel?
do.
Yes, and
Yep.
look, while we're in this season, let's get coaching. So again, Melanie can call you, email, text, FaceTime, Zoom you, and
WhatsApp, whatever you like.
There we go. Love it. She can
WhatsApp,
also
yeah.
love it. Melanie, thank you so much for today.
Great, thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.